Hey, what's up, everybody? Bringing another video. This time is the SH Figuarts Captain Marvel from the movie Captain Marvel, aka Carol Danvers. I really like the Marvel Legends one, but I really enjoy the SHF. It's where I'm in my comfort zone. It's something that I really like. It's kind of like I'm biased towards it because obviously it's what I prefer. It's what I mostly collect. But the Marvel Legends one, I will admit, was very, very good, and I very much enjoyed it. So if you don't want to get the SHF one, you have a very nice counterpart with that of the Marvel Legends, which is really cool. But anyway, we're going to get into this. So what's really cool about this is that we get an unmasked head on the first try. And that's something that I thought was really cool because as of late, SHF has been skipping out on head sculpts. I like this head sculpt a lot. It's very simple. It's very Brie Larson. It's the very neutral nature that she had because she's had the military background. So it kind of teaches her not just U.S. military air pilot background, but that of also of the Crete training. So she's kind of in this neutral, absorbing information kind of face, which is pretty cool. It pretty much nailed her look in the movie. They have the standard neutral face. Let's get some light on that. And I have so many things under it. So this standard neutral face actually looks pretty good. I have one problem with mine, having one little dot here under the left eye. But overall, I think it's nailed pretty well. I think it's done really well. The hair sculpt, the hair sculpt really doesn't get in the way too much of what she has going on. I think my one major gripe with the figure is that the neck peg here is so small that it doesn't hold up the figure the way I want head-wise. So if you turn it too hard, what happens is it'll come out of its joint. And I think that's the only real problem I have with the figure. But if you hold down the collar in place, you can actually turn the head very easily, which is easily remedied. But I think that's my only real gripe with the figure as of that. But the reason why the neck joint is made to come out easy is that you want to put the alternate sculpt in. But anyway, let's jump into the articulation. The head can look down, not up, but it can look down. You can tilt left and right. You can get some motion out of it by tilting it left and right. You don't get that much range with the unmasked head, but real quick, what I'll do is to make sure we cover all the articulation. You pop the masked head on. Let's make sure we can get that focus. You can actually get a lot more range with her. As you can see, I just tilted it left. You can tilt right. Ooh. So this ball joint. Oh, wait. Actually, this is different. So this ball joint is a little different, actually. So this one is different from the regular unmasked head. So keep that in mind. You can actually tilt left and tilt right. You can tilt it going down. And you can get for flight poses for looking up. So too much of this shouldn't be an issue. And I'm going to leave this head on as we talk about it. It actually looks really, really good. I like this one a lot. For standard arm articulation, we can rotate all the way up and around. You have an inside bicep swivel that rotates. You have a single jointed. Oh, wait. It's single jointed, but it extends all the way in. And my focus keeps going wild. So we have a single jointed arm that extends all the way back this far. You have standard SHF rotation. Shouldn't be an issue. There is a butterfly joint that allows you to go left and right. Oh, sorry. Allows you to go front and back. So you can actually do military poses or stand by. You can also rotate it left and right, which I didn't test before, but showing it now, I can do that easily. As far as the waist articulation, you can go, ooh, mine's is really gummy. Did not expect that. But you can go left and you can go right. You actually go really far back. And you can go pretty decently forward. So it doesn't seem like much, but in other poses, it'll definitely make up for it. As far as the legs, they can go out this far. They can go forward. They cannot go backward due to the butt cheeks of the suit. The knees are double jointed, so you can actually get a nice rotation there. And as far as, oh, wow, you can rotate up hip 2. And you can rotate because there's plenty of ankle pivot there. So this is all there, and it's all really nice. Now, flight poses, let's see how she looks. Flight poses look good so far. Oh, yeah, this is actually a really good look. Flight poses, flight poses, you have the good look. Let's see how she looks. Oh, yeah, this is actually going to be a really good look. I like this a lot. Let me actually rotate these ball joint in. Yep. Yeah, this is really, really nice. So this is one of those things where the more I play with it, the more nice it is. But this is a little scary, the sound right here. I mean, my joint is awfully really, really tight. So I'm going to have to loosen that up with some silicone shock oil. Now, as far as poses go, she can actually get on, do down. Oh, can we do the drop down method? Nope, no drop down method. So you got to be careful with paint rub application here. But we can actually get really nice poses down on one knee. So if she want to shoot her photon blasters, she'll actually look really, really good. Let's do some action poses, see how it works out. Yeah, I think this actually is a solid figure. This, like I said, if you did not want the Marvel Legends, this will be a nice, nice replacement, and vice versa. I think that this one actually has more articulation and more range than the Marvel Legend. Looks a little bit more natural and fighting poses and things like that than the Marvel Legend will. And I also like the color palette a lot more. But for those of you who don't want to spend the money on an import, I think the Marvel Legends will be just fine for you. Me, this is me in my comfort zone. So I really do enjoy this piece a lot more. It may be smaller, but it definitely hits all the articulation points for me that I'm really going to enjoy. So I'm going to stand her straight up. And one thing I want to do is I want to compare her to her Marvel Legends counterpart. So I'm also going to put on her masthead. And one thing I think that the Marvel Legends got right is the hair flowing a little better and the smirk. Meanwhile, SHF kind of just got that nice battle pose. So while she is actually short, the SHF is even shorter, as you can see size-wise. But the proportions look really nice for Marvel Legend. It works very well for Marvel Legends. But I really, really like the articulation here. I like that the suit, even though it is somewhat shiny and metallic, it doesn't have that little speckle that the Marvel Legend does. And looking at it compared to it, I think that this one is better in my opinion. But you're going to get the more bang for your buck as you pay for that, right? Let's bring her up a little closer. And we're going to talk about the accessories that she comes with. Now, as you saw, we started out with the unmasked head. I like the Brie Larson unmasked head. I'm really glad they didn't skip out on this one. It's really nice to have it and to see it. Next up, we get 2 action palms. These palms are really nice. These can be used for your 3-point stance. These can be used for catching blast, holding back people, whatever one you want to do with any pose. You already see that the fists are on her. And then you get 2 side-by-side relaxed palms as well. So as far as accessories, you're kind of short on the hands, but you get what you basically need. And then last but not least, you get 2 Photon hand energy blasts. These sort of just slide up on her fist and stay there. They slide right into the indented groove for each hand, so you can't swap it out on the wrong side of the hand. Well, you can, but it won't look good. And they'll just sit right here like little mini photon blasts. And I don't know what's up with my focus. It is bothering me that it's not focusing back each time. But as you can see, the photon blasts sit on her hands very nicely. As nice as this one is, it would be great to actually get a Star Force one as well. And it'll look really cool in the green colors because I think they really nailed it with this one color-wise. It's something that I really enjoy. Real quick, though, we're going to take these off. We're going to get to comparing her to a bunch of other stuff, just like we saw with her Marvel Legend. Let's start off with... Oh, actually, I'm going to take this head off and put the unmasked head back on since she's mostly seen with that head sculpt. Voila. And then we're going to compare her to a bunch of other SHF as well as other lines too. So let's get you in a nice cool pose. Stand you straight up as possible. Make you look good for the camera. And I think that we should start with the SHF Marvel stuff as well as the Hasbro Marvel stuff so you can get a nice comparison in size-wise. We're going to do a bunch of the Avengers stuff. So here we have Cap. And even she's short compared to Cap. Here is Star-Lord, who, considering he was around at the time, really wish they would have crossed paths. But they probably can now. They've cast her. You could do something for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, right? So these guys actually look really good. You can see Cap is much taller than everybody else so far. All right, next up, we're going to do Black Widow. Let's get you standing as straight up as possible. These girls kind of stand in the same height range, Black Widow seems to have a larger facial structure, but overall height-wise, I think they look about the same. And Widow's in some sort of heels. Well, not some sort of heels. She's in a type of heels. Next up, we have Black Panther, who just like Cap is a big guy. She's much taller. Next up, Spider-Man. Let's try Spider-Man. Small guy, big aspirations, right? He's a kid compared to her, and he is actually shorter the way it should be. Next up, Okoye from Marvel Legends, and I chose her because we don't have an SHF for her, which really bums me out because I really feel like we should have one of her. Next up, Iron Man Mark 50. Pretty sure these two are going to cross paths eventually at some point, and we'll see how that works out. Iron Man looks pretty cool. With this also being shown, can't wait for the 85 as well. Next up, Doctor Strange. Oop. Make sure you're standing straight up. I don't know why you're not standing straight up. There we go. Strange is standing pretty much at the same height as her. There we go. Height-wise, we see what we're getting into. Next up is going to be Thanos. And we all know Thanos is a big guy. So these two are going to definitely go head-to-head. Next up, Ant-Man. Ant-Man seems to be, wow, Ant-Man's pretty tall. Didn't think about that. So Ant-Man's pretty tall compared to her. Thor. Thor and her have a really good height comparison going on. Much bigger. Next up, War Machine. So I gave you every different height comparison I could think of at the time. The only one I don't have is Young Var from Marvel Legends. I got rid of him. I just really wanted Genus Vale and Marvel. So here she is next to a Skrull as well from Marvel Legends. From the MCU stuff. Really tall compared to her. Just to add it on, here's a Corvus Glaive, just in case you want to see what the Marvel Legends one looks like compared to her, height-wise. So all in all, we got a lot of comparisons from the Marvel stuff. Everyone's kind of all over the place with different heights, but you do get a lot of variation there, as well as the Marvel Legends Nebula. Everybody seems to be much taller than her. Next up, we're going to compare to a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. An Articulated Icons Ninja. So she worked well with ninjas. This is good. This is good. A 1000 toy synthetic human, which I think at this point, these guys will work very well with her because she's a much smaller scale. Yep, they will. Kamen Rider Kuga from SHF. She works very well with SHF. Last but not least, a Mezco Blade. So yeah, she is indeed much smaller than intended, but overall I think she's an excellent figure. She's engineered very well, and I'm having a good time actually just looking at her, just standing there. It looks really good and really solid. The suit really feels good and it looks good. I'm a little worried about my midsection joint, but I don't think that's too big of an issue with me. In the meantime, though, hoping we get more stuff from Captain Marvel as well as Endgame. I know a bunch of stuff went up for pre-order and everybody's excited. So hopefully it all gets a US release. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it informative. But most of all, hope you guys do good, be good, drink your water, guys. Later.